Hi YouTube, my name is John Wiseman and this is Johnny Reacts. So I'm about to do another reaction to a Babymetal song, and this is called Dada Dance featuring Matsumoto. Now, I knew this guy and I thought he was a singer-songwriter, but a friend of mine says he's a musician, so I'm not so sure now. But anyway, maybe he's both. I'm not sure what he does in this. I guess we'll find out. And the reason why I'm doing this reaction is because I saw this song, or at least the title, in a YouTube short. Since I've been doing Babymetal reactions, I've been getting a lot of shots on YouTube videos about Babymetal, and this one wasn't really the song. It was more about Moa being cute or something like that. It was all clips of Moa anyway, but the song title underneath was Dada Dance. So I thought, I don't recognize that song title, so I will give this a try. Oh, I might as well. Another thing I would like to talk about is today, just before I actually have done this or about to do this reaction, I watched another reaction by a guy called Andrew Hartley. He's like, he lives in Japan. He is maybe I'm not sure what he is, historian or teacher maybe. Anyway, he does reactions to Babymetal. He's a bit of a Babymetal fan, and he kind of does deep dives and analyzes the videos. He's very good, far better than what I could ever do it. So I thoroughly enjoyed his reaction to My Queen. It was so good. So if you get a chance, you probably, if you're Babymetal fans, you probably already know about this guy. You don't really need me to tell you about him. But anyway, I thought he was really cool, and if you get a chance, check him out. I'll probably leave the link to the video in my description down below. But anyway, apart from that, I'm going to start waffling on and get on with this reaction. Let's go. Woo! I love it. And I recognize, I don't know if it's Matsumoto, but there's a little like a whoa in it, like a little scream. And I recognize that from another song. But I thought, when I heard it, I automatically thought about kind of like Vocaloid or something. Probably not, but maybe that's where I know this guy from. I'm not 100% sure. But that intro of that music, and certainly with the little scream that they do, I've heard that before. Maybe I've heard this song before. I don't think so. Maybe that's his influence in the song. I don't know. Like that intro, that just where the scream comes in, or the whoa comes in, I recognize that. It's like I don't recognize the song, but I recognize some of it. Does that make any sense? There's something about it that I recognize, that I've kind of heard. And the only thing that I can think on is maybe that's his influence in the song. That's part of his writing, or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I certainly feel like I recognize that from somewhere. Very cool. I love the imagery. Really fast, kind of really fast. I don't know what you would call that. It makes you want to go, whoa! It's really cool. I really like this. And I'm stopping again. I'm just an idiot. This is what, 5-6 years old, so of course Momo's not there. This is for some reason when I was watching it, I just automatically thought the three girls, and that's Momo. and Moa doing the dancing. But obviously it's not. Though, wasn't Momo kind of also like doing the dancing at this time as well? Because obviously this is after Yui left, and this is the time where both the girls were on their own, and that was before Momo, you know, was in the band properly, officially properly, however you want to say it. So who is this girl? I don't think, I mean, it could be her, but I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think so. So this, do they call them Avengers or something? Or am I just thinking about superheroes? I'm just thinking about superheroes. But anyway, I really like the song. It's really cool. It's really energetic. The girl, I look at Moa's smile. This is one thing about this band, is they really love what they're doing. I mean, I've probably said this before in the past. I've seen other bands, and yes, they smile and they perform for the audience, but quite often I've seen them, and I just feel like it's not 100% genuine, those smiles. But with this band, especially with Moa, you can see that she loves what she does. She absolutely adores what she does. And I've seen little clips from her, from the YouTube shorts. Every now and again, it comes up of Babymetal. There's little bits of like their personality that's come out, especially recently. And that personality, it kind of shows like more of them, but also the fact that they really enjoy what they're doing. I really like it. I really like that part. What is that? Would you call that the bridge? I'm not really sure. I'm not great at the terminology. That's really, I really like that little, it's completely different to what else is in the song, but it works so well. And as I said before, I'm 90% sure that I haven't heard this song before, but there's like 10% of me that I recognize something that in there, and I kind of think there's something. Now, I thought when my friend says he plays the guitar, I thought he's going to come out in with the guitar. Maybe he'll do a solo in a minute. I'm not sure. But part of me feels like, as I said, he's a singer-song. Maybe he's helped with the construction of the song. Because I think what I'm recognizing is his... Does that make any sense? Oh, I don't know. It's just something really familiar about it. Anyway, I want to hear them do that dance bit again. It's so cool. Sorry, I need to go back and hear that guitar again. I love that guitar sound. So there's something different in the sound of the song I'm really enjoying. Like, it's so fast and exciting, and there's so much energy in it. I really like it. That is so good. I think that's my favorite part. I've got to go back. I love it. Hearing the guitars, and then after the guitar solo, hearing then Sue come in. That's sublime. That is so nice. Wow. Wow. That's over too soon. I love that. I love that. And quite often with Baby, especially with Sue, I get shivers that run down my heart. But I also was getting it with the guitar playing. When that solo happened and then Sue's, that was so cool. That was so cool. And sometimes I hear guitar riffs that make me want to do like pretend that I got a guitar. What do they call it? Can't remember what you call it. It's gone out of my head. What's a special name for it? Air guitar or something like that. It just makes me want to strum. It's so good, so good. That is a good song. I really enjoyed everything about that. And as I said, there's there's something very familiar that I'm recognizing in the song, and I'm just wondering if it's his influence. Because certainly he wasn't there. I was kind of half expecting him to appear or to be on the back of the screen somewhere playing a guitar, but he wasn't. So it makes me think he has something to do with the arrangement of the song, and the sound of it is what he does, which I'm guessing is what I'm recognizing. Certainly with that little scream that comes in, I've definitely heard that before in a song. Very cool, very cool. And I love the energy that they put into this. That's part of what Babymetal are really, I think, iconic for is that energy that they put into the songs. It's really, really cool. Really liked it. And something, I don't know if I can find it, but it's like when you see little parts of when they smile through the song. Like, I've gone to concerts before, and people, you know, they enjoy what they do, but sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I get the impression that maybe they want the show over, and get back to backstage. But with Babymetal, I just feel like they love what they do. There's just little bits that I see, not just in this video, because it's just the way that sometimes Sue sings and looks around with a slight smile on her face, and then you see Moa, and she's dancing, and you can see that she's really enjoying the dance. She's enjoying the time on stage, and I really like that because they've been going for a long time, Babymetal, and like in my past, I did a little bit of acting in the past, and I've rubbed shoulders with a few stars, and something always stuck in my mind. I'm not going to say his name, but a guy told me once, like, because I had a quick chat, and he says, "What would you want?" And I, being young, I just said that I wanted to be a star, and he was like, it's not, I can't remember the exact words, but he basically says that it's not what you think it is. Like, we as ordinary people, that's what we want, don't we? We want stardom, or we want money. We want to become rich. We want to become a star. And he says it's not everything that you think it is. He said, the way he said it, says it is, but it isn't, because there's really cool things about it, but also there's very negative things about it. There's negative things about stardom that us as normal people don't think about. But it's like, and it's not the fact that they have to get on stage and perform. They probably love that. Like, Babymetal's very seasoned. It's probably easier. I'm not going to say it's easy for them to get up there, because it isn't, because, to stand on that stage in front of all those people, and perform pretty much flawlessly like they do. There's a lot of pressure that gets put on you, because it's not just pressure for them, to perform. It's pressure for, like, also behind the scenes as well. They want to perform the best that they can do for the people behind them, like behind Babymetal. So there's a lot of pressure. And obviously they want to perform the best they can for the fans. That's probably the number one thing that they want to perform the best for. But I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about, like, when they're not in Babymetal and they're trying to be normal, it's very difficult for them to be normal, because they could be recognized when they go out, and that's, and when you get to a certain level of stardom, can you be normal anymore? Probably not. They're probably not as bad as some, because maybe they're not recognized as much, though. I guess in Japan they would be. Like, if they went out, maybe a lot of people would recognize them in Japan. I'm not sure. But it's just more difficult for them to be normal, and that's what a lot of people, that's the pressure that a lot of people find very difficult, and that's why a lot of stars turn to, like, drugs or drink and stuff like that. It's not because it's not really because it's readily available, where that is part of the reason, but it's also because there's a lot of pressure on them. So that kind of interests me. And another lesson that I learned is also, we covet money, don't we? We always think about becoming rich. I know I do. I've dreamt about winning the lottery and things like that. But I can remember once there was a guy that I used to go to work with when I was younger. When I first moved from Scotland to England, I got a job and there was a young guy that I used to work with. And we were good friends. We used to play like pool together. It's a cool dude. And then he left the job, and then I left the job a little bit after that, and we kind of just lost, contact with each other. It was years and years later when I went into a bar in my local town, and going into bars is not something I tend to do by myself, but it was a hot day. I wanted a cool drink. I went in the bar on one sunny afternoon. I went up to the bar, sat at the bar and ordered a drink. And then this guy came in and sat at the other end of the bar. And I recognised him, but I couldn't quite place where I recognised him from. So I kept looking over at him. And then he looked at me and kind of caught me looking at him. And then he double looked at me, obviously recognised me. And he was like, "Are you John?" And just as he said it, just as he said my name, it clicked who he was. And I'm like, like him, he came over and we talked about, the past and stuff like that. And I found out, like through another friend, that he won the lottery, a lot of money. I think it was the Euro lottery that he won, and it was a lot of money. So, I happened to drop that into the conversation. I'm like, "Did you win the lottery?" And then he was like, "Yeah, I did." And I was like, "Wow, how did that feel?" And he said, "It felt really good." But he said, "Like, John, it was the worst thing that could happen to me." And I was like, "What?" I couldn't. What? Why? Like, he said, because he says he lost, like, winning that money, he lost all his family and friends, or most of his family and friends he lost, because pretty much any time that he spoke to his family or friend, whether it was face to face or on the telephone, he knew at some point in the conversation they would be doing this. It was, if it wasn't just asking for money, they were hinting towards money all the time. And he kind of felt like they didn't really care about him anymore. All they cared about it was his money. And he said that he in the end, he gave a lot of his money away to his some friends and family and to charity, I think he said. And now he's got only a fraction of what he won, but he's happier. And it always made me think, that maybe, money's not always, like, becoming rich is not always, well, I don't know, it's very, I always think it'll cure all my problems, but would it? Maybe it'll cure some problems, but create other problems. Anyway, I don't know why I drifted off to that direction. I got no idea. But anyway, going back to the song on Babymetal, I really like that song. Really cool. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on. If you could let me know in the comments what you thought about this song, please let me know about Matsumoto. What did he do in this song? Is it what I'm recognizing? Is that the input that he had? I want after this to do some research, but that's kind of like what I like to read in the comments. I like to read you guys because, like, for me, YouTube is unique because of that two-way connection. Like, not only do you get to watch like a video that somebody's created, but you get to put your input into it, and then also I can also read your comments, and I love that kind of connection. So I kind of try to hold off, and I'm not saying I want to hear all the information for you, but I think it's really cool for people to comment down and put what their knowledge that they've got about songs. I just really like that connection in YouTube. So I'll probably wait to see what people have got to say about this song, and then thereafter go and research it, because I'm really excited about the song. I really enjoyed it. There's just something really special about it that I like. I'm going to listen to it a number of times after doing this. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on and say ta-ta for now. If you could like and subscribe, it'd be much appreciated. And we'll see you next time. Ta-ta for now. Woo! Idiot.